Welcome to Dust Off the Bricks. I have not finished my haunted house, but I wanted to get it posted a decent amount of time before Halloween. So I'm just going to do a review on what I've done so far, and hopefully I will finish it, and I'll probably post another video after Halloween. But here is my haunted house. So I built it up. I did a bunch of slopes on it, try to make it up because there is a cavern under there. Try to use the different railings in the front. I didn't have enough, so I had to switch to a different railing on the sides. Then I didn't have enough, so I switched to telescopes for the actual front porch. But yeah, so you got a tree, you got a blackbird right there, and then a bunch of bats. I added a bunch of bats up here because I thought it looked like a cool design for the fence as well. But then just use the fall colors I had for the trees. You have a couple ghosts. There's a ghost there, there's a ghost dog there, and then there's a ghost flying over there. Used some cylinder tiles to the front and used some green ones, like it's a mossy, dirty pathway that's kind of broken down. You have two tombstones on the side. Then you have a bit bigger tombstones on the other side. This has a hidden feature, lifts up. I will show you that in a little bit. You got railings headed up to the front porch. And then you got 4 giant pillars with 2 spider webs on them. And then I don't know if I like using these teeth pieces, as I just felt like the roof needed something in the front, and didn't have the pieces that I really wanted, because obviously I need a significant amount of pieces besides the teeth. I have tons of those, thankfully, for the Viking sets. But yeah, so, and I used a brown and black combination on the walls, and I think it turned out pretty well. I was just trying to figure out, I didn't think I would have enough pieces minus the gray. I just don't think I had enough black plates to finish it off, so I used gray plates. And I was trying to build it quick because I've only honestly spent 9 hours on this build, maybe 12. But so I wanted different colors, obviously, and I just came up with brown, so it looks like the paint's fading, and you're seeing the wood that's the house is built with. And then I used gold as the other color for the windows. I thought that would look good. Then on the roof, I used tiles. Again, I wanted to use black and brown, and I kind of did a design here, but I think it did turn out well. I was going to fill in the open studs on the top and bottom, but honestly felt like when I started filling them in that it didn't look as good. I liked the open studs on each end, so I ended up leaving them open. In the back, you just got no windows on the bottom, 3 windows up top. I used different window frame or window colors on the back, just try to see which one worked better, and honestly I don't know which one looks better, so I just left it. I used masonry bricks as the foundation, except for I did have to use a light gray or a dark gray one right there, because it ran out. And yeah, and then there's also a cavern underneath that's pretty much untouched. Pretty much the interior is what's not done. So there's one the ghost over there. But I really like the look from the front. I think it looks really good. I used a little slope, the angled plates, try to make a cool stairway, a steep stairway up to the mansion. I used slopes, and I kind of made it go up very quickly. I think there are only 2 studs back, maybe 3 studs back that I lost with I just didn't want it to be this big area that I lost just because of the mountain. So I tried to make it super steep, which I felt like they would be, the rock face to a haunted house or spooky house or whatever you want to call it, because it's not, I don't really want to call it haunted. I guess there are ghosts floating out front, but I want it to be, it's an old house that's like run down and just, I don't know. That's kind of what I want it to be like. But completely modular. So the top comes off, the roof panels just lift up. They aren't attached by studs whatsoever. See how well I can do this one-handed. And nothing done inside. So this is what's pretty much is unfinished. So I want to put this back guy up in the attic area. This is actually this was last minute design. I was like, oh, there's a bunch of space because his roof is so steep, because I was trying to make it steep because I felt like it would work and would look better if it's steep. And then I was like, I have all this extra space, I could put like a little floor right there. So I did, and it's just the 2x bricks are just attached into these walls, and then I just place bricks underneath and plates. So it's actually not super strong. It won't be able to hold a lot of weight. I figured I'd just put some random stuff up there. Had to lift up the floor right here, so it's not super, the walls aren't super tall, like for a minifigure wise. I guess I don't know, barely fits them, but the bottom floor was super tall because I wanted to use these doors. So I had to use have the base floor relatively taller than I normally would. Technically, this house is taller, or as tall as my custom hospital, which is 4 stories tall with an AC unit on it. So this thing, it's 4 stories with a little AC thing on it, and this thing's the same size. So obviously it's super tall. Technically it's 3 stories, so actually technically it could be classified as 4 stories because you have the chasms, the first floor, second floor, and so first, second, third, fourth, so 4 floors technically. But yeah, so it's very tall for being on 2 base plates. But yeah, so this section lifts up. I tried to do this left hand without knocking any of the pillars down or breaking this too much. I have to set it over here. All right, so that's how I kind of did that. It's just attached, honestly, with 1 row of studs. Honestly, I should probably move these jumpers over, make this a little bit stronger, and just use a 1x cheese slopes on each side. But then this floor I started working on. So I got a big old table with candlesticks, got a little night. I felt like in every Scooby-Doo episode there was a night that I was watching. Random pictures on the wall, little fireplace right there with a bunch of random potions up top. And then I think that's, oh yeah, I forgot. And then my piano that I made. So that's it. I was thinking about putting a grandfather clock in here. I'll try to figure out more stuff. I was gonna pretty much tile the floor the way I tiled my custom castle, where it's just tiles and studs just kind of randomly dispersed throughout there. But that's all I could really think of doing. I'm not super into watching scary movies or Halloween, but I just tried to figure out what would be an old style house. Like, pretty much imagine this house hasn't been touched in 30 or 60 years and what would be inside of it. So this is what I came up with. But then on the bottom floor, this is where this opening up kind of comes into, didn't do staircase, was thinking about it, but I just don't like taking up space from a build to make a staircase. Still might. It's not done, so I could change it. But then let's go to the bottom floor. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. I'll have to unconnect the railings. There we go. Oh, maybe a little higher. Okay. Then lift this up. Oh, there we go. Lost a pillar. Happens every time. And I don't know where that came from. So that's interesting. I'll try to figure that out. All right, so underneath, just a little cavern. There's a little slide right there. Let me grab my skeleton minifigure that I left over here. So you can lift this up. Oh, you can lift this up, drop inside, and they appear down below. So that's how you get to the bottom floor. If anyone's trying to rob someone's grave, they end up in the bottom here, which I'm trying to figure out. I saw these on the Hocus Pocus house, something like that. And I was like, oh, well, I could build something like that. So I built 2 of them. Pretty part intensive for these clips right here. I could probably build one more, but you need, what is it, 16 per of these clip pieces per thing, and then 8 bars per thing. But then I just was like, oh, I have a bunch of bones. I can just scatter bones against the wall. Then I just did the torches there on each side and ran out of these slopes, which I did have my buddy pick up a couple extra, or 6 more from the pick and build wall, because they were on the pick and build wall, but still need 3 more, I guess. But yeah, that's the first rendition of the haunted house that I built. I will continue to build it. Let me put it all back together. Yeah, so I will continue to build this and make it a little better. Maybe tile off the front porch. Just figure out a few more extra ideas, but at least I got a video out before, so you guys can enjoy some content, Halloween content before or on Halloween. But yeah, this is honestly, I think the best house I've ever done. Don't know why I like this one so much, but I do think this is one of my best MOCs that I've ever done. Pretty part intensive too, honestly. Oh, so a few things that I did brand new, because I always try to work on new things whenever I build custom MOCs. One of the new things was probably honestly the trapdoor. There's Duplo in here. So I always knew that you could use Duplo to fill in spaces, so you don't have to use a ton of bricks. So that was my first time using Duplo in a MOC to fill spaces, and wow, was it so much easier than just doing pillars of 2x4s. But yeah, there's quite a few different techniques I used in here, like how to hang the spider webs, stuff like that. New tree design, quite a few different type of techniques that I used. Are kind of hard to describe, but honestly, I think my MOC building is getting a little better. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the second one. Hopefully it comes out soon. Hopefully I'm able to work on this a little bit more, and I'll see you next time.